Wow. Please don't clap for me. I haven't earned it. Yet. Actually, keep whatever reaction you just had, the concern, the secondhand embarrassment, or the thought in your head that went, uh oh, this already started badly. In the last 5 seconds, you created a version of me. So maybe I'm clumsy. Maybe I'm nervous. Maybe I'm trying very hard to pretend that that fall was intentional. For the rest of this talk, I'm going to try to convince you that the version of me you created in the last 5 seconds probably isn't the whole person. I think all of us have versions which we quietly hide from this world. Because from very early on, we're always taught that to be mature or to be successful, we have to be a thing, pick a thing, a lane, a subject, a personality, and stay there. Furthermore, we're also bifurcated as the topper, the backbencher, the sportsman. But does anybody know who they really are? Because before giving this talk, I asked quite a lot of people, and most of them were at least a bit confused about who they are and what they want to become. Well, there were others who were better at hiding it, packaging it. And I used to think that adults had all the answers. Turns out, all they have are calendars and better fitting formals. So, like all of us, I too have a version which I call the nerd version of myself. She's the one who shows up on time. She's the one my teachers know. She uses a blue gel pen because it looks serious, tries to balance sheets, and cares about the domestic territories of a world which are, well, currently quite literally on fire. My resume and college applications especially love her. That's because suddenly, in those, every part of our life has proved something. So, we didn't just participate in an event, we created measurable impact. We didn't just help someone out, we demonstrated leadership. And I remember when, I was listing the things, all these things about myself, I was like, wow, this person sounds really impressive. But I'm just not sure if she sounds exactly like me. Think about it. We've all turned ourselves into walking LinkedIn profiles and tiny corporate advertisements wearing school uniforms. We're all 17 years old, meaning we still have to wait for our moms to scream our names 3 times to get up for school. And yet, we are expected to have a flawless profile, a fixed career path, and an entire plan that defines our future before we've even lived it. So, naturally, we tend into believing that every inconsistent, messy part of ourselves is something that needs to be fixed, that confusion is failure, and that being too many things can somehow mean that we are less complete. Nowadays, the word grow up and shrink have started being equal with each other. Why? So let's, come back a little bit. In our lives, we all began with these strange interests, questions, and possibilities. Slowly, we were told to cut them off so that we could become more consistent, practical, realistic. So naturally, we turned our personalities into brands. And sure, we all love brands. I mean, who doesn't? But the thing with brands is they're extremely predictable. We know what we are getting. And brands are successful because they are consistent. But a person shouldn't be a brand because a person is allowed to surprise you. So the minute a human decides to become a brand, he loses the glitch that actually makes him human. But I understand. It's hard not to try to become a brand when we're stuck in this constant, emotional, complicated tug of war. We're 17 years old and think about the rules we're given. We aren't allowed to legally vote yet, drive a car. We're labeled irresponsible the second we miss a curfew. We lose our ID cards while they're hanging around our necks. And yet, we are expected to choose a single academic stream, map out a 30-year career path, and declare who we are to the entire world. We're expected to have the emotional maturity of a 30-year-old corporate employee during exam season and still ask for permission before using the restroom. Meanwhile, I was someone who wanted 10 different kinds of lives at once. So one day, I wanted a life built around my achievements. The other, I just wanted to sit, to hang out with my friends, to read, to travel. Basically, do something that doesn't have a neat job title yet. And for a very long time, I thought that this meant I was confused. Maybe I was, a little bit. But now that I look back, I no longer think that being confused is weakness. Instead, I think it's capacity and evidence that we can imagine more than one future for ourselves. The freedom of impermanence. It sounds very philosophical, but please stay with me. It's one of the most comforting thoughts I've had currently. And that's because whatever we feel is currently permanent around us is not. Meaning, one day, none of this is going to matter. Not the awkward presentation, not the bad haircut, not the wrong subject choice at 17. None of it. And so I wondered, if nothing in our lives is permanent, why do we make ourselves seem so permanent? Think about your music playlist, for example. It's probably all over the place right now. So you've got some high energy songs for your workout gym sessions, followed immediately by some different kind of song you play when you pretend you're studying, followed by some heartbreak crying in your room. And nobody judges that. So, why do we demand consistency from ourselves? We know different moments require different vibes. And after all, we are the entire playlist. So, yes, some songs are going to be loud, some songs are going to be embarrassing, but that doesn't mean we can cut them off from our playlist. Cutting them off won't make our playlist shorter. It would only, cutting them off wouldn't make our playlist complete. It would only make them shorter. And the goal was never to become one perfect song anyway. It was to become an album worth replaying. And honestly, if you let yourself play only one song, you become incredibly fragile. Like, if your entire identity is the topper, what happens when you fail? If your entire identity is the athlete, what happens when you get injured? Instead, if you are made up of layers, you survive things better. Like in my case, the nerd version of me and some other version of me collaborate together to create this human being. So they're not fighting each other, they are building a person. The same song on the same album. We love blaming the system for all of this. And sure, the system it does play a little bit of a role in it. But half of the times, we are the ones building these boxes around ourselves. Why? Because it feels safe being one thing. And it feels terrifying to admit that we're still contradictory, that we're still changing, that we're still unfinished. But maybe becoming a person is less like building a machine and more like collecting fragments. And maybe growth is learning to let them coexist. That's what I mean when I say turn the turn. Instead of turning away from the mess, let's turn into it. Instead of trying to become one acceptable version of ourselves, let's have the audacity to become each and every single version of ourselves. We don't have to make every interest productive. We don't have to make every hobby an achievement. We are allowed to leave some space for the person we haven't met yet, the future version of us, the version who might want things that we currently cannot even imagine. So, let's be ambitious and uncertain. Let's be intellectual and emotional. Because we are entire conversations. Human beings cannot be fit into boxes. And the version of me from the beginning who fell over here, she's still there trying to pluck up the courage to come up on stage and start talking. But she's boring. I think I'm going to leave her there because she doesn't have the bruises and I do. And the bruises prove that I was actually living. Thank you.